Hey, welcome back to the channel. I'm Mo, and we're going to talk today about opportunities to make money in real estate. There are so many different ways you can make money in real estate, and we're just going to talk about a few of them. The very first one will be renovation flipping. Renovation flipping is when you actually secure a home. It could be a home that you go out and secure, or it could be something that you already own and you are in the process of actually flipping that house. You want to move out of that house and flip it for some reason or another. Now, the good thing about renovation flipping is that many times you can get homes at a fraction of the cost, but they definitely need some work. Now, this is not something that you want to do if you're actually new or a novice at this. You want to definitely gain some experience, read some books, due diligence, and research, but it can be very lucrative if done correctly. The thing that I will tell you to do, and it's the thing that I've had to do in the past, is make sure that when you're buying houses, it's not always wise to look for the cheapest house, because if it's the cheapest house in the poorest neighborhood, is not going to render a huge profit margin. So you definitely want to make sure that when you're looking for a home that you could actually flip, you want to find a home that's in a neighborhood that's thriving, a neighborhood that's sought after, an area that people would like to be in, because those are the areas where not only will you be able to increase the price of the sales of the home, but also you'll have a plethora of actual buyers who will then want that property and could potentially go into a bidding war for that property. So you definitely want to look at the location of that property. And then you also want to look at your overall spend. Because it's a house that's actually available in a hot location, you want to also think about how much money are you going to spend on the flip, and also how much can you actually sell the house for. Because you don't want to find yourself in an upside down situation where the cost of the home plus the cost of making the repairs exceed what you can ask for in the sales price. Again, this is something that has been going on over and over again, and you've seen flips after flips. It is definitely a lucrative business. Over the years, I can tell you that the profit margin has decreased some because there are so many people in the space, but always room for you to get started. So definitely don't sleep on renovation flipping. Vacation rentals and Airbnb properties. I can tell you that we have seen it time and time again. I have properties that I've actually Airbnb and made a profit off of. I think that is genius in terms of if you're a person that actually don't need full access to your home, or you have access to another home that you own and you don't want to get a long-term rental, you definitely can make a lot of money by doing Airbnb or VRBO. Those platforms will definitely give you the opportunity to make a great profit off of. I do want you to think about one other thing too, is that if you have a presence online, you want to leverage your presence online possibly to rent those properties out as well. Because what happens is with all the other platforms, you're going to be charged different fees, and those fees are rolled them over to the person that's securing the property. If you are actually renting out your own property, then you can definitely do away with some of those fees and also pocket more of the profit, and also give a better deal to those that are actually renting your spot. It seems like it's difficult, not difficult at all, and definitely a great way to make money. Long-term rentals. Long-term rentals, I spoke about it a minute ago. I personally have done really well in this space. I have secured some properties. I have had tenants that have stayed in my properties over 10 years. I can tell you that it's huge when you can actually secure a property. You want to make sure though, once you secure that property, that you set your rent at a reasonable price so that your tenant would want to stay there. I mean, if you're going to continue to go up on the rent every year or every other year, then there's great likelihood that you won't have a long-term rental for a substantial amount of time. Yeah, you can get a year or two out of that tenant. You won't be able to sustain a history of having one tenant in your property for an extended period of time. Please keep in mind that yes, rents are going up, but don't be greedy and only set your rent at a rate that, one, is definitely cost effective for your tenant, but in addition to that, that you're able to make money so that you can actually put away some of it for maintenance. But it is huge. And not only are you getting the monthly monies that your monthly profits, you're also gaining the appreciation of that property over a period of time. So for instance, just say that if you bought that house at $100,000 and each year the house is appreciating and you're gaining, just say you're making $1,000 a month off the property. So that's $12,000 a year that you're getting off the property. And you could potentially get anywhere from 10 to 15% appreciation. It all depends on the market. Sometimes it's even more than that. So again, it's a win-win. You're getting passive income and you're also gaining the actual appreciation value of the home. It's a huge opportunity. I've been in this game for a while. It's worked well for me. It can work well for you. The other way you can make money in real estate is option to buy. If you have a tenant that's been in your property, or you know that you want to potentially sell a property, there's a great way to make money with that property. One is you have a tenant that's actually in the process or who has been renting. So you're going to have two parts to this agreement. You're going to have your regular rent, and then you're going to have your rental agreement, and then your option to buy agreement. Those are two different agreements. The rental agreement is for the next 2 years, you will pay $1,000 a month. Okay? That is the way you think about it. $1,000 a month for the next 2 years. That's the rental piece. At that time, at the end of the 2 years, you have the option. That's the optional agreement where you can actually tell that person that if you are willing to buy the home, your mortgage will be $1,000 a month. But in addition to that, I need for you to put a down payment of $25,000 a month. And I'll finance it for however many years you would like to. Now, to me, I think that this is a huge opportunity to do well. One of the things I will tell you is that before you actually do this and you create an option to buy, you want to make sure that you understand exactly how much the home is worth before you even start the option agreement. You want to make sure that you know exactly what your home is worth, because if you don't do your homework, you could potentially sell your home for a lot less than what it's actually worth. The other thing too is that you want to take in consideration that there's interest. So you want to make sure that that interest is included as well to ensure that you, again, instead of the bank financing it, you're actually financing it. So you can ask for that interest, and it's advisable. It's highly advised. Definitely get the rental agreement in place, identify what it is that you're looking for, get your tenant to sign, and then work on your options piece. Your options piece is totally up to you, as long as your tenant know what the expectation will be, what that lump sum payment will be, and the subsequent mortgage payments that they would have to pay to you, including your interest. This is a huge way to actually help someone that you know that is worthy of having a home that may have some challenges with their credit. This is a great way to actually help them out while they're in turn helping you. Again, another huge way to make money with real estate. The last area I will talk about is buying land. Purchase yourself some land in an area that either is already thriving, and I can assure you that if it is a hot spot, the cost of that land is going to be astronomical. But if you know that there's a thriving area, that there's great land, there's a great likelihood that they're going to do a lot of great development in that area, you may want to definitely reach out and find out and inquire about exactly how much that land is going to cost you. Now, the thing is that if you don't have the extra income to actually hold on to the land, then this is not for you. But if you can actually hold on to that land for a period of time, you will watch that the actual investment grow quite a bit. It is definitely one of those things that will continue to grow. And if you're not ever going to do anything with the land, maybe one of the developers will definitely come in and buy the land from you. But again, this is something that is definitely a waiting game most times. I'm Mo. I hope that all of this has been helpful. These are all wonderful ways to get more money and to build your brand. I mean, if you have any questions, by all means, please place them down in the comments. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks.